Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Cloud9's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Cloud9's turn to ban. Radiant team pick.
Brewmaster!
Cloud9's turn to pick.
Skywrath Mage.
Cloud9's turn to pick.
Centaur Warrunner.
Radiant team pick. Radiant team ban. Cloud9's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is game number 2 here of Cloud9 versus Hellraisers. Welcome back. Dota Pit League season number 2 well underway. We've had 2 months of action, and I gotta say, and I've said this before, this has been some of the most fun Dota I've watched throughout my casting career, and it's a pleasure to be back casting for you yet again here in this series. Of course, like I said, Cloud9 versus Hellraisers is going to be coming through, and it's been an absolute pleasure. Joining me today is going to be F4L, man. What are your thoughts after that last game? Hellraisers look good, but Cloud9, they seem to have an answer for everything that Hellraisers was doing at the end of that game.
And I
10
mean,
seconds
honestly,
remaining.
the biggest difference I think between Tier 2 and Tier 1 teams, especially in Europe,
5
is team
seconds
fighting.
remaining.
And Cloud9 just doing a really good job of taking team fights that are
Cloud9's
advantageous,
turn to
making sure
ban.
that they have the vision that they need to take the team fights, and just doing a really good job in general of their team fight execution.
Yeah, and
And it
that's
ended up resulting in the win.
it's just the difference between, like you said, higher tier teams and lower tier teams, and not only just
10
there, but it
seconds
seems like
remaining.
everywhere across the world. Like you see it in China, you'll see it in NA Dota especially as well. And it doesn't even matter if you have this giant advantage. Hellraiser's just made too many mistakes at the end of that game. Obviously, the push to the top lane, which gave the entire team wipe over to Cloud9, is a bit questionable. I mean, you saw Alpha Ninja jumped in, he tried a duel, and he got the kill eventually. He didn't get the duel win, obviously, onto EE, but was somehow able to just kind of throw that fight away because of it. So now in this game, and this was a team Cloud9, obviously they talked about, I think they tweeted that, they said that Hellraisers could be the new taker of Rare soon. And I don't think they're wrong. This game was rather close for a long period of time.
Remaining.
So, jumping into game 2.
5
Looks like
seconds remaining.
if we go ahead and look at these early picks, Cloud9 are going to go ahead and get that Skywrath Centaur combination.
Reserve time.
Really strong burst potential coming out from the Hoof Stomp, the Double Edge, and the Mystic Flare, as well as the Arcane Bolts, getting amplified by that Ancient Seal, and Hellraiser's going to get that.
Pick.
They first pick the Brewmaster and then follow it up with a Vengeful Spirit. A little bit interesting to have a Venge second pick, probably picked because of the Skywrath Mage, making sure that they can just swap whoever's getting, focused by these heroes, so.
I think it's a good choice, and also makes it so that if you pick a Faceless
10
Void here for
seconds
Cloud9,
remaining.
it's gonna certainly be effective against him.
5 seconds
And they certainly have that
remaining.
option. Cloud9 have picked Faceless Void before, I think, for Eternal Envy, but in this game,
Reserve
they
time.
actually ban out the Naga Siren. They don't want to give it away to Hellraisers. No EE real targeted bans, with the exception of the Necrophos, I think. And Hellraisers pick up the Enigma, plus one more here in just a moment.
So, Cloud9's solution to the Enigma this game looks like it's going to be that Rubik, so always going to have the opportunity to steal it and then return it back to the
10
side of
seconds
Hellraisers.
remaining.
They're going to go with the Phantom Assassin,
Cloud9's
so
turn to ban.
Wow.
we've seen this hero quite a few times. It offers insane burst potential, really strong late game, although it depends on the matchup, and I'm a big fan of this hero.
10
I also am a
seconds
big fan
remaining.
of this hero. This hero is not only fun to watch, but fun to play as well. I mean, unless you're
5
getting stomped in
seconds
lane and it's
remaining.
not so fun, then you're like, damn it, why did I pick this hero? But for the most part, you get... And I think the
Reserve
change to
time.
your Stifling Dagger is also really good, because that ability kind of falls off later on, but with Coup de Grace now affecting Stifling Dagger, it makes it that much better. So there's a wide variety of ways to dish out damage here.
Yep, and the change to Blur is
Radiant
also
team
pretty
ban.
big. You can't see PA on the lanes unless a hero is nearby, so constantly having to move your camera around to see where PA is, and it just provides a lot of it's less information for the other
10
team when taking
seconds
engagements
remaining.
or when deciding when to fight, etc., because you can't see her on the
5
minimap.
seconds remaining.
It's just so frustrating to deal with. It's just another mechanic that you're like, damn it. I wish I
It's
could know
actually,
it.
Reserve
it's kind of an annoying mechanic because
Yeah.
I would say, especially at
5
lower
seconds
skill levels
remaining.
of Dota, because you're rewarding people in a sense for not looking at the minimap and
Cloud9's
having map
turn to
awareness, if
pick.
that makes sense. Like,
Yes.
but obviously at this skill level, that's not really a big deal.
No.
Most of the time, your supports will just constantly be clicking their camera around to see where PA is.
And Cloud9 go for the Weaver. EE Zero.
Radiant
Not one that I
team
see him play too often, but
A Weaver pickup.
he's certainly a hard carry, and he can dish out the damage. They don't have an Ancient Apparition, so they can't really buff up his damage with Chilling Touch.
So, definitely they picked an MKB hero, so Weaver's probably gonna be going for an MKB second item, because they do have the Brewmaster and the Phantom Assassin, both of these heroes with evasion, as well as the Drunken Haze, so
10 seconds
does make
remaining.
sense in the fact that it is a natural MKB carrier. Maybe they could have
5
opted for
seconds remaining.
I mean, what else does a natural MKB carry? You have like the gyrocopter.
Reserve time.
There's a couple other
There's
there.
a couple agi heroes that go for
Yeah,
MKB.
mostly
but
agi carries that grab MKB. In fact, a lot of them will if they need to, but some of them don't like to have to. But Weaver certainly is one of them that is a natural MKB carrier. The thing is, this game, and this was a long time ago, but there was a game we watched where there was a Brewmaster, and they just kept spamming out the Drunken Haze onto, I think it was the Medusa of Team Secret, or I think it was
that was
Secret.
against Team Tinker.
Okay, Team Taker rather. Yeah, it was Quakefoot playing it. And they just, there was an MKB, and for some reason, and I guess this is an
Doesn't
okay
affect
mechanic,
buildings.
it does not affect buildings. So if you get Drunken Haze, it doesn't matter if you have an MKB or not, you're still going to have a mischance of, I think it was like 70% or something.
Yeah, it's 70%.
And I was just like, what? Really? Well.
It's because
10
MKB,
seconds remaining.
the true strike on MKB does not affect buildings, so
5 seconds
you know, if
remaining.
they get the Drunken Haze off onto Eternal Envy, it's not going to